collector of antiques what their favorite show is, and they'll probably say American Pickers. Ask a lover of vintage items what their favorite show is. You'll probably hear the same thing. Maybe it's someone who loves history. My point is, there's a lot of people out there watching right now who are going to be thrilled to know that at this moment, that gentleman right there is going to share with us some of his deepest thoughts on American Pickers. We welcome from the show Mike Wolfe. Thanks for talking to us today.
Thank you so much for having me.
You know, this is a show that literally does capture a broad range of people because I think we all have a little vintage inside of us, whether or not we collect. So talk to me about the show's success and where you think it comes from.
Well, you know, it's crazy to think that we've been on for 10 years now. Today, this year, next month actually is 10 years for us. So when I think about that kind of time frame and all the shows that we've made, we've probably done close to 500 shows now. The shows are an hour long, so to capture someone's attention for an hour, especially a younger person, is a blessing. The show evolved from me just kind of having an idea of what I was doing for a living and hoping I could really, you know, make it entertaining and educational for people. I pitched the show for 5 years, you know, with vintage or antiques, I think we bring a different light to it because during our show, when people are watching it, they're watching a process. They're watching us digging something out of an attic or a chicken coop or a barn or you know, a basement, and everything is really kind of cluttered, and we're trying to, I guess, find the diamond in the rough. But with these pieces comes story, and with story comes the connection of the person. And I think that all of us, I mean, ever since we were little kids, we've always wanted that story. Remember going to bed at night and your parents reading you a story? That's where it started. And so it's neat to tell history that's hands-on, that has such a cool story that we can all relate to.
Well, and I think, you know, for me, the connection to the show is I love when you find something that I can relate to. Now, sometimes it's things I have absolutely no idea about, and I learn as I go, but it sometimes triggers memories in each of us as well, and I think our memories are what connects us to so many of the stories you tell.
I think that's exactly right. And also, too, you know, if you think about it, a lot of the pieces that people are seeing on the show and the people that they're seeing and these places, they didn't know that this stuff existed. Meaning, like, you know, some of the places that we walk into haven't been walked into for 70 years. The people that collect this stuff, they consider it part of their family. So I wanted to focus on them and their passion and their love for these things because they're the true star of the show. The people that we tell these stories through the items that we find and maybe buy some of it, they're the stars. And it's a blessing to be able to do that because, you know, we're truly unearthing things that are American history that people didn't really think were American history, meaning like when people crack a book open, American history, they read about presidents, they read about locations, they read about wars, they read about things that happened in the world. But when you focus on an item and it starts talking about an industry and that industry and how people had jobs in it and where that was in America at a certain time period, then it opens their minds to expanding how people think about history.
Yeah. You know, I do have to ask you, here in our area, we have a rich history when it comes to the Coca-Cola bottle. You know, the Root family developed that right here, and a lot of people will keep these items like that, where they feel like, possession-wise, eventually they're going to be worth something. How do you know at what point something like an old Coca-Cola bottle becomes valuable?
Well, everybody has knowledge at their fingertips now. We all have smartphones, so we're all walking around with computers. And so it's easy to gauge the value of something because all you have to do is Google search it. When I first started doing this years ago, we didn't have that option, you know. We were just kind of trial by error and looking and talking to other collectors. But I think a lot of the stuff that's going to be collectible are things that are things that are handmade, things that are made in limited numbers, and things that are made by a company that has a really powerful story. If you think about some of the furniture that's being made or even clothing, you know, I think those are the things that people are gravitating towards, excuse me, obviously now because, you know, they're using them, but also I think that they're buying things of high quality because they know that they're going to last through time. The things that are going to last through time that aren't mass-produced overseas, have the possibility of being collectible in the future.
Wow, it's great. It's a great show. I love it. I keep holding on to my jelly shoes and my Reeboks and all of my things from the 80s thinking, oh yeah, eventually it's going to be worth something. Of course, it makes a mess out of my closet, but nonetheless, it's a lot of fun to do. American Pickers Monday nights on the History Channel. Thank you so much for your time today, Mike. I love the show, and I know a lot of our viewers do too.
Thank you for having me.